Oh boy, I sure can't wait to publish this game that I made. I sure hope it creates a fandom that is known for being kind and respectful. Undertale is a game about a funny skeleton man who says, "Do you want to have a bad time?" and knows literally everything about every timeline. No, wait, sorry, I was reading from the fan wiki. Undertale, a game with so many mysteries and secrets to be explored. But instead, everyone focuses on the funny skeleton man. So let me summarize this very new and relevant game to you. The game starts by telling you a story about how once humans and monsters lived together on the surface, but one day a war started because racism or something. The monsters lost, so the humans locked them underground. In the Undertale world, there is no Geneva Convention. The game asked me to name the fallen human, so I guess that means to name my character? Surely the vague wording of that won't be important later on in the game. I named my character Mario because he seems like the only type of person that could jump down a mountain and be fine. So I wake up in a bed of flowers. I wasn't aware that flowers could save you from falling down a mountain, but okay. I sure hope I get to see more flowers. I have a feeling they will be very helpful. So I walk to the next room and I find a talking flower named Flowey. How original. He says he'll help me. He tells me to run into friendliness pellets because they will give me love. Sounds trustworthy. So I run into them and oh no, it appears that this character is actually evil. He tells me that in this world it's kill or be killed. Normally if someone said that, I'd just call them an edgelord and leave. But this guy just shot me with bullets, so I think I should be worried. But then he gets fireballed in the face by a goat thing. She tells me her name is Toriel and to follow her, and then the tutorial starts. Hey, wait a minute. So I'm given a phone and told to stay. Well, I guess I better follow the instructions. 2,000 years later. Okay, nothing happened, so I guess I have to keep going. So apparently to get the true ending, I have to not kill anyone. So I just talk to all the monsters, even though they're trying to kill me. Toriel asked me if I prefer cinnamon or butterscotch. I chose cinnamon because I have no idea what butterscotch is, and I'm too lazy to look it up. I eventually find my way to Toriel's house, only to find her right there. So I go inside and see pie on the floor. However, it is a cinnamon and butterscotch pie, and they said my choices mattered. I decide to leave, but apparently Toriel doesn't want me to, so I have to fight her. I keep pressing spare, but it doesn't work, so I guess I'll just fight. Oh, there it worked. So I leave, and Flowey tells me that I have to kill people because Toby Fox wants the player to realize that you shouldn't kill people. So I go outside into a snowy forest, and I meet this skeleton called Ness and his brother Papyrus. Papyrus continually tries to set traps for me, but he is as proficient at it as I am at writing these scripts, so I get through them. I meet the snowman, and he gives me a piece of himself to take to the surface. Well, I guess I'm eating it. I arrive in a town called Snowdon, and Papyrus is blocking my way to continue because he needs to capture me and send me to their king, who is apparently a furry. So he fights me and tries to capture me, but he is the most incompetent guard ever, so I easily get past him. I then go to the bar known as Grillby's with Ness, and he asks if I've seen a talking flower, because Toby Fox needed to remind the player that Flowey exists. Apparently, to get the true ending, I also have to go on a date with the skeleton, which is a phrase I never thought I would have to say. So I go to Papyrus's house and examine everything, just like what everyone does when they go to someone else's house, right? So I speak to Papyrus, and it turns out he is the coolest human being on Earth. I leave and enter the waterfall, where apparently Papyrus snitched on me to a fish named Undine who wants to kill me, because their king already took 6 human souls, and they only need 1 more to break the seal that keeps them underground. No pressure. I get chased through the waterfall, but then they just stop chasing me for no reason. In the waterfall, I meet this annoying little dinosaur thing with no arms called Monster Kid. I walk through the waterfall and read the exposition on the walls. It says that human souls are stronger than monster souls, because if not, then how else would I control the timeline? It says that if a monster absorbed a human soul, it would become a horrifying beast with unimaginable power. I sure hope this isn't foreshadowing! While in the waterfall, I find a weird gray door, but it's probably a glitch, so I ignored it. I get to a bridge, but suddenly Undine appears. Luckily, Monster Kid steps between us and protects me, and since Undine doesn't want to kill an innocent child, she can't follow me. But then she appears on top of a mountain and tries to kill an innocent child. I now have the first actually difficult battle of the game. Hopefully this is as hard as the game gets. I eventually win by running away into what I think is the underworld, and Undyne gets turned into fried fish. So to get the true ending, you also have to go to Undyne's house. Usually, if someone just tried to murder you, you would stay away from them, but I guess my character has no self-preservation instincts. So I arrive at Undyne's house, where I find Papyrus. I go in with him, and Undyne tries to kill me again, but Papyrus guilts her into not impaling me. So Undyne teaches me how to cook, but is terrible at it. After her house literally burns down, she tries to kill me for the third time, but then realizes the magic of friendship or something. I go into the next area, which is very hot and full of lava. Wait, it's called Hotland? That's almost as bad as naming a villain General Grievous. I find this lab and go inside, only to find a scientist dinosaur weeb thing named Alfie. She tells me she's the royal scientist, which means she works for the guy that sent Undyne to kill me. But apparently she is committing treason against him. She tells me that she's been watching me my entire journey, and says that she'll help me get through the Hotland. She also says that she made a robot with anti-human combat features. I told you can't trust anyone in this place! Anyways, hopefully we won't run into— oh no, there he is. He forces me into a game show where the punishment for losing is death. That has got to be illegal. Eventually he leaves because Alphys keeps giving me the answers. Alphys gives me a smartphone and signs me up for monster social media called Undernet, where I assume the main topic of discussion is the hashtag Minotaur is over party. I exit the lab and walk through the Hotland, only to be interrupted every 2 seconds by Alphys posting something dumb on Undernet. Ugh, it's just like real life. After going through a bunch of puzzles in Hotland, Mettaton appears again, but this time he is starring in a news show and does the unthinkable. He actually goes to the scene of the story he's covering. After I almost get killed by an explosion caused by him, I find a weird corridor with spiderwebs. Wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't go through the— oh no, there's a giant British spider based on a bedtime story! After the most insufferable boss fight in the entire game, I make it past her and get to Mettaton's hotel. Wait, should I really be staying at the hotel of someone who just tried to kill me? When I get there, I find Ness standing right in front of it, and he asks me if I want to eat at the Mettaton Hotel restaurant. Now, I have eaten nothing but snowman since I've fallen into this place, so obviously I agree. When we get there, Ness tells me that he has trained Toriel in the art of bad jokes, and that she asked him to protect any humans that entered Snowdin. He then threatens me and says he would have killed me if she didn't make him promise not to, but then immediately claims he was joking. This is not in the slightest bit reassuring. I go into the Mettaton Hotel and decide to sleep there, because I have literally gone through freezing cold temperatures, waterfalls, and volcanoes, so I assume my character is quite tired. After sleeping, Alphys tells me to enter the core. Now, I don't think this is a particularly good idea, given that if you entered a nuclear power plant in real life, then, let's just say you die. But alas, there's no other way to get out of here. Unfortunately, the power is mysteriously turned off, so Alphys guided me through the core, and I reach the exit. But oh no, Mettaton is here! He tells me that Alphys has actually been manipulating the situation in order for her to appear the hero, but has actually just caused every problem she fixed. I have not met a single trustworthy person in this wretched place. Mettaton uses his new body, which makes him look like an 80s rock star. He wants to kill me so he can go become famous on the surface. After I cut off all his limbs with the lasers Alphys gave me, he gets called by his fans, and realizes that he is so important to the underground. It was at this moment I realized Undertale was not particularly realistic. I can believe in ancient race of monsters, time travel, and magic, but a celebrity that actually cares about their fans? Ridiculous! After Mettaton leaves me alone, I continue into the monster capital, but before that, Alphys apologizes and tells me that if I want to leave this place, I'll have to kill King Asgore. I reach the monster capital, which is called New Home. You don't want to know what happened to the old home. Apparently, despite being a literal king, Asgore's house can be easily accessed through an elevator from the core. There isn't even a door. I go into it and find a rusty knife and a locket. Wait a minute, am I about to fight the most powerful monster in the underground with a rusted knife and a locket? Yes, I am. As I make my way through his massive basement and balcony, a bunch of monsters that I have encountered throughout my journey tell me the story of how once a human fell into the underground and became friends with Prince Azrael. Then one day they died and Azrael absorbed their soul. He went to the surface but got killed by the humans because a giant monster walking into a village with a dead body in their arms doesn't give off a very good impression. So he came back and died, which caused Asgore to declare that any humans that fell into the underground would be killed. This fallen human seems like they'd be a good person. I sure wish I could meet them. I reach a corridor and find Ness there. He says that love actually stands for level of violence, and that I will be judged for all my actions. But alas, I have the power known as looking up stuff on Google, so I already knew not to kill anyone. So Ness says that I never gained any love. And wait a minute, this is the same guy I saw in the opening of the game. Has he been alive since the war between humans and monsters? In the opening, you can see the humans using swords instead of guns. Geez, this guy is older than my Latin teacher, and a lot less evil. So he walked through like 100 different rooms before finally reaching the barrier. He asked me if I have any unfinished business. This guy may be about to try and murder me, but at least he's polite. I start the battle with him, and he destroys the mercy button. Peace was never an option. And then the fight starts. After I stab him to near death, he suddenly starts acting nice because he realizes he's doomed. I guess to get the true ending, I have to spare him. Thank you, human. I will take care of you. We will be like a family. Wait, what? I never agreed to that. Before I got the chance to voice this, however, Flowey returns and kills Asgore. I'd forgotten this guy existed. He takes the 6 human souls and my game crashes. And people said Undertale doesn't require a good computer. After I launch my game again, it appears that Flowey has taken control of my save file and developed a god complex. He says that I'll never escape, I'm doomed, and blah blah. Oh my god, what is that thing? If the devil had a garden, it would be that. During the fight, I get the human souls to rebel against him because of plot armor and I defeat him. Then he wants me to kill him, so I turn to the dark side or something. I decide not to because it would annoy him. So I leave the underground and Flowey tells me to go visit Alfie's. Wait, should I really be doing what the main villain is asking me to do? Probably fine. So I go to Hotland and get a call from Undyne telling me to deliver a letter to Alfie's. So I deliver it, and since my character is mute, she thinks that I wrote it. Oh great, now I have to go on a date with a scientist weeaboo dinosaur. So I'm now inside the garbage dump on a date with Alfie's, and she asks me about the human world. She thinks that cartoons are real for some reason and asks me about them. Wait a minute, is obsessed with Japanese cartoons, has no social life, constantly uses social media. Alfie's is a Redditor. Luckily, Undyne appears and sorts everything out. Unluckily, Papyrus appears and everyone leaves, so now I'm stuck in the garbage dump. Was this Flowey's plan? I get a call from Papyrus to go visit Alfie's again, so I go to her lab, but she's not there, and all I find is a note on the floor about how she needs to fix her mistakes or something. Should I really go into this door? What's the worst that could happen? Guys, the worst happened. The elevator broke and now I'm stuck in an abandoned laboratory. I hope I don't run into anything. Alfie's left some entries in this place. It says that she tried to inject human soul juice into monsters. This cannot end well. Apparently I need 4 keys, so I look around for them, and I was right. It didn't end well. Omega Flowey looks like a puppy compared to these things. I read some more entries where it says she injected soul juice into a small yellow Alfie's! So after evading those monstrosities, I get to the power room and turn the power back on. There I meet Alfie's, and she tells me that after taking soul juice, these monsters took the phrase, stick together, a bit too literally. Well, I'm glad this is over. I'm sure this game will be fun and happiness from now on. Guys, why are there vines on the elevator? So I reach Asgore's throne room, but right as the fight is starting, Toriel appears and fireballs him in the face. Then all my friends from the game come into the room, and it seems the game is gonna end happily here. And oh no, they all get trapped by vines. Flowey! So even more of my friends appear and try to stop him, but it turns out this was his plan all along. He absorbs the human and monster souls and turns into a goat. A goat! He has the power of a god and he becomes a goat. But he reveals that he is actually Azrael Dreamer. Then he starts attacking me. Wait, what's this? The absolute god of hyperdeath? What is that, your edgy DeviantArt OC? So during the battle, all I can do is hope and dream. Oh, that's why the song is called that. Apparently this guy wants to bring back a past timeline where he can see his human sibling, Mario, again. Wait a minute, Does this mean I'm not Mario? Also, does this mean that Azrael is Luigi? Oh no, I died! Now I have to restart the fight all over again. Oh wait, my character literally refused to die. What a cool in-game explanation for Toby Fox not wanting the player to have to redo the massive cutscene again. Eventually, he gets bored of killing me with regular attacks and turns into a demon angel god of death. I literally cannot move and he has the power of a god. I am doomed. But it appears, with what power I have left, I can save my friends. Great, now I have to play favorites. I managed to get them all to remember who they were. This is great and all, but I'm still facing down a demon angel of death. Wait, now I have to save this guy? This game's message has gone too far. Wait, what's this? Huh, and continuation of the opening cutscene. Wait a minute, that wasn't me in the cutscene. That's him! Mario, you know why I'm doing this? Because I care about you more than anyone else. Huh, I didn't know Azrael liked Nintendo games so much. He proceeds to hit me with an attack that should absolutely kill me, but doesn't for some reason. He turns back into the small version of himself. He says that he lost a soul so he couldn't feel empathy, but now he can because he has all of the monster souls in him. I wonder if that will hold up in court. I now find out that I'm not actually Mario, and my real name is Frisk. Azrael uses the power of the human and monster souls combined to break the barrier. Wait, why couldn't they just do that before? He then leaves. Frisk, wake up! Wait, what? I swear if this game is just a dream, then I will... Oh, never mind, it was my friends. They're all excited to go to the surface, but looking back at historical examples, this can only end poorly. I go back all the way to the ruins. Jeez, my feet must be dying. There I speak to Azrael. He says that he can't go back to the surface because he'll turn into a flower again. Let's be honest, I did some pretty weird things as a flower. Understatement of the millennia. I go back to the barrier, and everyone talks to each other and says they're excited to go to the surface. Little do they know, they will just be stuck in their houses because of coronavirus. Finally, I'm out of this wretched place. Asgore asked me to be the monster ambassador to the humans. Only if you pay me. Papyrus says that he'll be the monster's mascot, and he goes to introduce himself to the humans. I give it about 3 days before another war starts. Everyone leaves to go do stuff, and Toriel asks me if I want to stay with her. I say no, because I'm worried that if I try to go outside, she'll shoot me with fireballs again. The credits roll and the game ends. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go get some popcorn to watch the negotiations between humans and monsters.